Now, it looks like there, Okudzato Ablakwa, a lot of people are saying a lot of things about him. Now, now the thing is this. Now, during the time of former President John Dramani Mahama, president, you never heard Okudzato Ablakwa doing expose from left, right, center. But ever since Nana Addo be president, the MPP Badono, Okudzato Ablakwa, a lot of exposes. There are a lot of things that according to the departments also that it just wanting to make the government unpopular. But one man have to be one man a bit of an advice. There, then brother, will be no way in this he should take this advice. But more than a share video, no business and there we are. But more than a share wide comment section.
I'm only one voice. You see something? Some of us we are a little older than you. You understand? So sometimes take our advice. That this holier than thou posture that you adopt.
Really?
Yes. Without any fear of contradiction. Because when you were in government, nobody heard you speak. In fact, you tell yourself, we are told, as a debt collector for a company, I saw for top. Calling attorney generals to make payments on behalf of companies. We are told. At the time, your public spiritedness was nowhere to be found.
Really?
Where was it?
Did you see me participate in any any purchase of state assets?
Oh, but
that really should
why did you see me participate in any purchase of state assets?
Yeah.
Your voice, your public spiritedness was nowhere to be found.
You're wrong.
Where was it? The only case that you went to court was the Obichebilamte one.
Yes.
Which was when you were in opposition. And
they continued once I was in government.
And then what
the
happened?
final judgment at the Supreme Court was in 2012.
After that, sale of state,
I was in government.
Oh, please. Sale of state assets did not take place between 2009 and 2016 when you left.
I participated in any of that.
I'm not saying you. Your voice. You never found the voice.
I was at the Supreme Court.
To speak against any transaction, including sale of state lands when you were in government. That's the point that I'm making.
I'm not aware that when we were in government, state lands were sold to any politically exposed person. If you can provide one example, that's the issue we are discussing.
So the question is about politically exposed.
I don't know of any colleague minister in cabinet or in my ministry, and I didn't speak out. I mean, let's
yesterday
be fair.
I was following you and Nana Kumia.
Yes. We were on Joy.
Yeah. And prior to that, Abu Jinapo had spoken. And he had said that in the fullness of time, he was going to make public all the documents related to state lands that have been disposed of.
You know, we've been asking for 2 years in Parliament.
I'm not aware whether you've been asking for.
Oh, yes. We filed
for
questions.
2 years, but consistent with your documentation, you didn't bring that hands up here for us to see the question that you have.
In fact, we even showed.
It was reported widely.
I don't have any.
I'm just saying that we even showed the day the honorable minister came to respond in Parliament, and he said that it was too.
And that
they are still collecting the data.
Putting the data.
So let them bring it out, and
day.
you will see that indeed and in fact, as has been said, politically exposed persons have purchased state lands in this country from 1992, including the period when we were in government. Of course, at the time, your eyes and ears were closed, and so you never spoke about them. That's fine, or that you probably didn't hear, because really, was it an issue even? And so it never occupied the headlines, because it had never been an issue. We all were here when that policy of redeveloping some specific areas in Accra came up during President Rawlings's era. I know people who bought some of those lands, including business people, private individuals, politicians on both sides. We know of investments that SNIT has put in private hotels in this country. We know of when their parties were in power. Ridge Royal, Maha, they took a facility from SNIT, $8 million. Was it right?
Which one?
Maha.
SNIT.
Of course. Was it it right then? Was it state capture?
Has it been paid?
I don't know.
You have to check it.
I don't know whether it's been paid or not, but I'm saying
It was a loan
I said to the facility. Yes.
Facility.
You see,
from Senate.
of course.
Facilities.
Oh, you see, Randy.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Randy.
Yes.
Randy.
I know of a partnership with GIF, but this Senate, I'm hearing it for the first
time.
No
problem. I will provide you with the documents in due course.
Yeah. You should check on that. You should check on that.
But Ridge Royale, you not dispute that, right?
They were not in government from my checks. Yeah. They had left government.
They had left government. Like how many years?
That's what I'm saying.
This is your retroactive legislation will affect
That's
them,
what I'm saying that.
This is your retroactive legislation that you are proposing.
Yes.
Will affect them. So how far are we going? 1957?
That's why we'll have the stakeholder consultations.
How far? You have a proposal. How far are we going?
We'll have the stakeholder consultations.
You see,
next week.
Let's help the debate.
And I think that from 1992 won't be about
that state capture ordinarily is, because I don't see any group of people who are looking to influence public policy for their benefit. Hence your description of state capture. But by and large, I support your bill. I don't have any difficulty at all. I have made it my own personal commitment not to participate in the sale of any state property. But I think it's not far-reaching enough, because limiting it to only bungalows and lands, I think is not enough. Every public transaction, including mining, everything should be backed.
Everything that is
everything that government has an interest in, including natural resources, oil and gas, mining.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because then we know that it is not only lands and interest or state assets as you describe it, but the very day that you become a public officer, you, your family, I say you say immediate family. Immediate family means your wife and children, and you say siblings.
Siblings.
So you can use your cousins.
No. This is all there.
Which one? Siblings and which one? No, I want to see if you can help us.
Yes.
With the scope.
Yeah.
Because your uncle, your uncle's children, everybody connected to you some way, somehow, should never participate in any transaction bordering the state. Why should they not? Why not?
So we'll invite you to the stakeholder.
Oh, chief, why not?
So
because the suggestion is that if you're a public officer,
yes,
you cannot participate in any public transaction.
Yes.
So you can't use your uncle's son to
you can do it indirectly.
For you.
Yeah,
it is possible.
It is possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to close every
there's a global definition for politically exposed persons. No, I'm assisting you.
I'm saying that let's redefine even the scope.
Fair.
Anybody related to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to draw attention to the absurdity of even this proposition.
Why?
Why not?
Really?
No, I want to hear that.
Because you see, so then let's stretch it to its most elastic limits and bar anybody that has a semblance of connection to you, the public officer, from participating.
Well, some have even said we shouldn't sell state assets at all.
Will you allow me to speak? Because we'll get to the point where you realize that no Ghanaian, because we are all interrelated some way, somehow.
Oh, this is bizarre.
Precisely the point that I want to draw our attention to. Okay? So the rules are very clear. Conflict of interest rules are well defined. They are known. So to make such proposition and then create a certain populist narrative will lead us into such bills. But is that the intent? That Ghanaians cannot participate in transactions with their country or their government? We make nonsense of the conflict of interest rules completely. That disclosures are important and that participation in the decision making is important, and that if you comply with those two, it's irrelevant.
Is it not because there are people who believe that's not far-reaching?
Many people want to support us. Na bina wakadama mesede. I na one check down who thanks be ho. Obobo mehu all certain amount be a peditia. Ebohu euros, ebohu pounds. Maybe febia no so slow or as high biara. Ni wia. Bomazanako buy and send hono. Buy and send is me a chanekakra. A chanekakra so process ning nana so via. Ebo wonder about bring up a drop down menu be able to choose the payment what the pay choose. Ne wia ning nana waiska. Thank you for supporting us. Yamin Bebre.